Welcome to the Palace of Mega Pixels. This is Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host, Stephen White, and with me is my co-host, Todd Stark.
Hello.
And Lacey Finley.
Oh, well, hello.
How is
Happy
everyone
Sunday.
today?
We're good. It's a Sunday.
And it's a
Tomorrow
sunny
is work
day.
I
It is
hear
sunny,
it's
very
sunny.
sunny.
It's a little bit out there. It's still a kind of, I think, hungover from yesterday because we got some like wintry mix BS again last night. Made it very miserable
That
wanting to
winter
go
mix.
outside.
It's just never going to go away.
It's way too early, and I just feel like I need to buckle up and just suck it up because it's just going to be a long winter, even though we're not winter yet.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I
what
would
happens.
like to have a little bit of winter here, but
Oh, you can totally have it. I'm more than willing to pass it along.
I just want a little. I don't want a lot, just a little.
It's more than willing.
We need to have a line as to where that winter needs to end. I don't want any
Yeah.
sub-zero temperatures like we had last year.
Oh,
Because
well,
that
I
was
don't
a
want
hassle.
Sub-zero anything.
yeah, no, I'm never a fan of that, but it's going to happen. And I just feel it when we're already dipping into like 19, 20 degrees, Fahrenheit, if you're watching and you're like, what? So what is that Celsius? That's
I'm
not
just
so
like
bad.
the horse on Red Dead Redemption when it gets that cold. My nuts
I
are
don't even
broken.
like it in video games anymore. It makes me like I got to put on a sweatshirt just to play it because it just puts me in that
Yeah.
world where I'm like, it's too cold. I don't want to
Yep.
deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, guys, what have you been playing?
Go
Lacey,
ahead.
you go first.
I was just trying to
No,
think,
ladies.
actually, because, like, I know we kind of discussed it a little bit for the podcast that's going to come out tomorrow, but I've been playing some VR. I was very fortunate to get gifted an Oculus Rift. And so
Nice
I
gift.
mostly went through, like, the tutorials and stuff for Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Nice.
How is that?
It's overwhelming, actually. There's a lot to know because there's like 4 different stations, and I still think the captain's going to have the worst of it because since you're technically supposed to be giving commands to, the rest of the crew, if you have your friends playing along with you, or if it's, I think that I saw that there was a single player mode with AI. I haven't messed with it yet, but I think it could be a lot of fun with a lot of friends, or at least 3 friends. I think that's
I think
the
so, too.
cap. But I wish I would have known that, Steven, and do you have it for PSVR? Todd?
Who,
Sorry,
me?
I should
Or
say
Todd?
who,
I-
Todd.
no, I-
I'm
I
looking
don't
at
have
Todd, just assuming he knows that I'm looking at him,
I thought you was looking at Steve.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I know
I don't
Steven
have it
does.
for, I would just be the captain, though. I would just say shields up, and I would just
Deal.
get me a drink.
Yeah.
Get me
Deal.
a drink.
I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
shields
play
up.
it later on today if I can ping Vaz and see if he's like ready to do some stuff. But he was like, yeah, I never want to be the captain. And I'm like, you're going to leave me to it? You're going to make me do it?
But hey, you're
Shields up.
being one of the groundbreakers, the female captains of the Enterprise.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll do it.
Nice.
But yeah, it would be a lot of fun. And what's great about it is since I have a limited play space, like it's totally one that I can do seated in my chair and not have to punch walls or all that kind of stuff. I actually had to set my height to like 4'6". So when I'm playing other games, like I had the issue of, let's say you needed to grab something from the ground. And I had it set for my original height, but I'm like, I kind of have to sit in here and all this kind of stuff. I would reach for the ground. I would hit my physical floor, and there would still be like not quite still reaching whatever it was that I needed to pick up. So I had to set it for what my height was sitting. And the same thing with like, I needed to reach a phone, let's say, and my hand was already at the wall and I still had to reach for the phone and I couldn't. So I've learned like, I reset my height. So they think I'm
Your
like
arms are
4'6".
2 inches long.
Yeah, just like reset everything so it'll work. But regardless, it's a lot of fun. I'm just limited on the specific types of games right now that I can play until I somehow rearrange this entire room to where I could possibly at least play for moderate play spaces. But it's a lot of fun. It's more comfortable than I expected. I like the control schemes that you get to hold on to do it. And I can't wait to dive into some more games. So that's pretty much the only one I think I went in depth with and did a lot of experiences because I think those are fun, where it just takes you through this VR world and I don't have to do a whole lot. But that's pretty much it this week.
That's it.
Nice.
You know?
What about you,
Well,
Todd?
let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Do you think there'll be a day when all games are VR?
I don't know yet. Like, I feel like it's been very slow to take on. And it might just be because the technology is still kind of being built. There still is a little bit of like a pixelation effect to these games, which is kind of why I can't play it for too terribly long. I feel like it's kind of straining on my eyes, like a screen door effect is what I always call it, where it looks like you're looking through a screen door. But I think once we've mastered the 1080 or 4K viewing in VR, I really think that's when you're going to see it shine. Because indie developers, I think, are the only ones that are really, truly taking advantage of this technology right now.
Right.
So,
you know, they like to push the boundaries.
Yeah. And so most of the time when I'm looking on like Steam VR or the Oculus Store, it's all like indie games, which is fantastic, you know. But I find it interesting, I guess, that the smaller companies are the ones really trying to take advantage of the technology as opposed to like the AAA ones trying to get in on it, you know. But
Well, I think if they did, they would put a lot of money into it, and it's going to be an expensive venture that's not really panning out in the long run.
Fair enough.
So I think they're afraid to put the money into something that might not have a profitable return.
Well, just put in loot boxes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that it's going to be awesome. Like, I hope that the AAA people, the companies, they say, okay, well, we have a regular version, and then on that same version, you can just go in and play VR on everything one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I like playing my VR, and there's sometimes I don't want to play it in VR. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's that mix. I hope that they don't actually let's just go all in.
Yeah, David, right? The FTC is coming down on that. That's one of the things I think we've got on the docket today, because it seems like it's mostly controversies for this week in gaming news.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's drama. Lots of drama.
Well, what have you been playing then? Whoever, Todd, I guess, was going to speak first, and then, you know.
You know, I thought you were looking at me this time.
I know. This is Steven, and then there's Todd. How's that?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Still loving it. But I actually played Hollow Knight this week a little bit.
That's a great game.
Actually, I really like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this game, and it's more than meets the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that's Transformers, but but that's the truth. Like, you know, that's like you said. I think Steven will probably say I played Hollow Knight too a little bit this week. Is that what you're going to say?
But not as much as you did.
Yeah, right.
Because I probably spent like 30 minutes on it.
Yeah, so that's how I think I was telling you that earlier. Like, I played like an hour, and I was like, well, I don't see all the fuss about it. It was cool, you know. I'll go back and do it again. But then I really went back and put some actual time in it and started, you know, learning. You have to go, and I couldn't figure out where I was on anything. I'm like, why does the map not update?
The map is a little frustrating. Yeah, you have to find the guy to buy the map. Yeah,
right. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I was like, it's kind of like, and I kind of miss this about video games. Like, when Nintendo and Super Nintendo was around, you just played a game. You didn't know shit about it.
Right.
You know, unless your buddies had it and they told you, or you got Nintendo Power or something.
Or you called that 900 number to give you hints.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't know anything unless you played the game and got further in it on your own. Then it started kind of, okay, like, you know, you get the little beacon charm in Hollow Knight, and it tells you where you are, or you get another thing that helps you update the map when you sit at the the little benches and stuff. I think that's kind of a throwback that's a lot of games don't do anymore.
Right. Yeah. No, I liked it.
That.
Nice.
Yeah, it's. Go ahead, Steven. It's your turn, bud.
Well, yeah. What are you
Well,
playing?
Yeah, I'll kind of go ahead and branch out from what you were talking about. Yeah, I played Hollow Knight for just like I said, 30 minutes last night, and mainly because I just wanted to try it out. I wanted to kind of get a
Mhm.
feel for it, but it was late, and I didn't have it in me to stay up too long
Yeah.
because I explored for a little bit, and there really wasn't. I was kind of like you. I was like, well, what's going on here? You know, don't really know where to go. I'm just kind of exploring, seeing what happens, and then I ran into this big guy, which was probably in an area that I probably shouldn't have went because he smashed me into the
Was he a
ground pretty
knight
quick.
with a big sword?
Something like that. He was massive, and he was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was like, ah,
I
God.
just had to jump. I just had to jump over.
Yeah, I tried
the one
taking
I
him
was
on
telling
for a
you to
minute, and
jump
I was
over.
like, this is probably a fool's errand, so I'm gonna just run away. And then I died. So I was like, all right, this is a good place to stop. So, but no, I do want to go back and try it out because I was trying to get familiar with the controls and things like that. And I mean, it seemed like something I could get into. I just need to
Mhm.
have the time and the
Right.
Yeah, I
effort
totally
to
think that's a
play.
game for you. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I played it, he was the first person I thought about.
Mhm.
But beyond that, I've been playing Ratchet and Clank. I actually finished it this morning, and
What'd you
I
think?
really loved it. It was a great game. It
Beautiful
was
game.
just
Beautiful game. Too.
fun. It was exactly like I was telling Lace for the audio podcast. Exactly what I needed is like a palate cleanser from Just Cause. I needed something different, something changed up a bit, and that was perfect.
Mhm.
Absolutely perfect. Because, like you said, yeah, it was colorful, it was bright, the controls were. I mean, there were really no issues that I could think of right off the top of my head. With maybe how sometimes you get in those games, you can get stuck in an area like if you're trying to be clever and sneaky because they give you all this open world and you're like, I'm just gonna hop over here, and then
Mhm.
you'll get stuck. I had that happen, but it was never like glitched to the point where I could never get out. So it's just
Right.
minor little
Yeah.
things, nothing major. But even some of the darker worlds, because that's usually one of my complaints with a lot of these games is you'll have these super bright worlds like early on in the game, and then the farther you get in, they're just dark and drab and just
Mhm.
bleh, and it just kills my mood. But
Right.
with
Yeah.
this, even those darker worlds were still kind of vibrant. So it was just I wanted to keep going. I wanted to see where this is going. The story was great. They kept it moving. I don't know. It was a fun experience. I loved playing it.
Excellent.
And
Yeah,
then
it
this
was really.
morning,
I liked it too.
after I finished Ratchet and Clank, then I tried Hello Neighbor, and now that's a game that's got problems.
Yeah.
But
Even after full release, right?
yeah, but I am committed to finishing it because I did get to Act 3, so I'm there. So at this point, I might as well just keep going because I mean, in all honesty, it's really not a long game, especially if you know what
No.
you're doing and you can keep moving at a decent pace and you can stay away from the guy. But I learned also this morning that his AI is very clever
Mm-hmm.
because he always seemed to be 2 steps ahead of me when I would come back after he caught me the last time. So I'd be like, all right, well, I'm just going to do this again. And his ass would be exactly the area he wasn't before. And I'm like, what is this?
Kind of like
It's like you're-
Alien.
Yeah, it's like he was just
where they get
figuring
smart.
me out.
Yeah.
So there would be areas like, I think it's in Act 2 where you have the several levels to the house.
Yep.
He would be down in the grass. And then once I started getting up there, he was up there waiting. I'm like, I was cussing
Actually,
him.
that was what they touted as one of the features of the game was that he does get hip to what you're doing and will start setting traps. Like, let's say you try to go through the front door too many times. Well, the next time he's just going to set a trap in front of that front door, or so on and so forth. And like, the more you get caught, the harder it starts to really get because like now
I
he's.
swear I lived next door to that guy.
Oh no.
That's weird.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Once you find out the story, no.
But I mean, again, I'm not dogging the game completely. I like the concept. I like the idea. I even like the design aspect of it. It's really clever and unique. But the controls and the glitchiness of it, because he at one time, and I don't know if it just broke the rest of the game or I was just doing something wrong, but he leapt out of the house and then leapt 2 blocks down the street.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, well, this is my opportunity to get in the house. And he never came back. But then I couldn't pick up items. And I was like, well, shit.
Yeah.
This is just
I had it happen one time with the bug where he just got stuck in a corner, like going in a circle. And so, like, I just constantly, you know, the music that starts to play if he's like on to you or whatever. I kept hearing that. And so I'm like running all over the place. And I'm like, well, where is he? This is stupid. Like, the music keeps playing. And then I look through a window and he's just stuck. And I'm like, again, like you, I'm like, well, if he's just going to get stuck there, I guess I should just go explore and do all that kind of stuff. But eventually the music started to wear on my nerves because no matter where I was in the house, he was constantly in that I think I see you mode.
Yeah.
I did get more accomplished then, though, but it still felt like cheating because I'm just like, well,
Exactly, yeah.
he's stuck there.
It's not cheating.
And
He
I
was
didn't know
drunk.
how to get out of that situation. I even started throwing stuff at him, hoping maybe I could get him unstuck so we could just kind of move on. And nothing was working. So I think I had to just like restart that scenario.
yeah. That's
I need
what
to go
had
back
do.
at it with a new PC, though, because I felt like there was a memory dump problem that was happening because it felt like the more I played the game, the more laggy it would become. But I haven't gone back to it since I've gotten a new PC. But if you're having the same issues with the console version, then maybe that's just something they need to keep working on. Yeah. The game goes insane the longer you play it. Yeah. Well, it was for me especially, but I was thinking because it's like, you know, when you're playing certain PC games, or maybe if you play PC games at home, I know you guys mostly play console, like the more it starts to lag, the longer you play, it's usually a memory issue. Like something's getting dumped somewhere along the line and you need to restart the whole thing to let it, you know, catch back up. And that's how it felt to me. Now, the last time I played it was still considered beta, you know, so I was like, they just need to kind of tighten that up and figure that out because other games that I've played in the past have done the same thing. That was always what it was, like a memory leak issue, and you have to restart the entire game and sometimes your PC to get everything back to working properly.
Yeah.
And you don't want to keep doing that every time you play games, so,
No.
you know, like why should I have to keep restarting my
time.
PC, but yeah.
But finally, I also played Rapture Rejects. But if you want to know the skinny on that, listen to the audio podcast tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And you'll find
That's
out
some
about
good thoughts
Tomorrow,
on
the
that.
one that I did not make it to.
I know,
Yeah,
but
you
I
were-
did
you
ask
working,
for
man.
you for weird news.
That's-
I was
yeah.
there in spirit for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
she-
Did you ask
she
if there was
continued.
sex in it?
I did. I
Yeah.
did.
Thank
I
you.
did.
There
I
was
even
not.
I even had a hentai. What the hell did you just say? Specifically
Yeah.
for you, Todd. So you better be listening tomorrow.
Thank you.
I poured my heart and soul
Thank
into
you.
it for you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. You want to talk some news?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Controversies, as they were.
The controversies of the week.
Privacies.
So tomorrow, if you listen to the audio version, you're going to hear us kind of tear down Bethesda.
As
in a way,
most of the internet has been this
Yeah.
week, for sure.
Yeah, they have
Because-
not had a good week.
because they had their questionable practices. They've been doing with Fallout 76. They've been doing this for some time. But then, you know, they do things that make you second guess yourself. And I still stand by what I said yesterday.
Mhm. Or
I'm not
tomorrow.
changing my stance. Or tomorrow. Whatever day. There's a time thing here.
Mhm.
But nevertheless, Bethesda actually put the smackdown on a group of Fallout 76 players who were marching around the wasteland, proclaiming themselves. Are you ready for this? Because this sparked a lot for me. The Gay Eliminators.
What?
Okay. They followed around numerous players that they assumed for some reason or another were gay and would proceed to hunt them down and kill them, chanting hateful rhetoric like, "We have come to eliminate all the gays and decontaminate the AIDS." Okay, along with
Decontaminate the AIDS.
along with a couple of other numerous choice phrases I'm not going to repeat here.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure we
Yeah.
all can just imagine.
Yeah. So now this group supposedly formed. This is how this apparently went down. The group formed after one of the players, known in the game as Nathan the Hick, that speaks volumes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He
Um,
lives near us, probably.
Probably. He was approached by another player somewhere inside the wasteland, and they have that near field communication where you come up to somebody and you can actually talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't hear them unless you're near them, right? So he didn't know this guy. He just came up and walked, and they were just saying hi and whatever. And this other guy just commented on the guy's outfit and said, "Oh, that looks cute." So the other guy's response, "I'm not into that gay shit." and left. But then he comes back.
Humans, I swear to God.
He comes back with his, band of idiots.
Merry men.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
His cavalcade of morons, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this was recorded where you saw these guys going around doing exactly what I said. So I don't know if it was this specific player or just someone in his defense, but they posted this on Twitter.
Of course.
Said, is there someone in Bethesda who can tell us how to ban these guys or get them reported or whatever? Just
or
anything.
off the server, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bethesda promptly banned them once they were aware, and they have been permanently banned, so they can't come back.
Good.
So
no refund for you. You built your own little poop house right there.
But it gets better.
And you live in it.
It
it does. Okay.
Yeah, because the guy, Nathan the Hick, spoke up after the fact.
Oh.
And he actually stated that everything that was described did happen as they described it. He didn't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said he's not going to apologize because
you don't have to.
He doesn't regret it. And they were just out there having fun. Just a little playful immaturity.
Well, you don't have to apologize. You can keep doing you. We don't have to live with it either.
So
go be your hateful self.
Yeah. So the tweet that went out there when I was doing all the research on this, I actually kind of commented on it, and I just said something. It's like these guys don't sound all that smart if you listen to their voices, because they were like,
role playing of the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was just like so spot on. I was like, well, yeah, but I just kind of commented on that, just kind of slyly. It's like, yeah, they don't sound all that intelligent anyway. I said, but it's still disappointing that people can't see two sides of the coin, So I left it at that. I didn't expect anyone to say anything.
Oh, did you now though? Really? Just
hours
to be
later,
fair here, okay.
Hours later, some guy finally chimed in, because I just, no one ever says anything to me. Some guy chimes in and he's like, it's a shame that people don't understand dark humor anymore. Like you. This was just a bunch of guys having fun. And then, if they were hateful people in real life, then this tweet would make more sense.
Well, we don't know that they're not hateful people in real life. And why would someone who's not hateful in real life think that that's a fun joke?
And what I said is my response was essentially, I love dark humor. I said, I laugh at stuff that I see people get offended and grab their pitchforks and be like, oh, this offends me.
Yeah.
I said, that's not me. I love it. I said, but this seemed to have come from a place of hatred, not humor.
They wanted the attention and they got it, unfortunately. That's the thing with these kinds of trolls. Someone's misunderstanding dark humor. And see, they always throw it back on you though. They have to. I use the same analogy as like a girl who gets hit on at the bar, and as soon as she says no, the guy's like, you think I was hitting on you? How conceited are you? Like, I was not trying, and it's like, you just instantly want to make her feel like the jerk for assuming what was going on. Like, I feel like that's what they're doing constantly.
Yeah, for sure. Because they're in the wrong. They know it. But
now they want you to feel bad about it, though, to make themselves feel better, justified, or whatever it is that's going through their mind.
I mean, if you get it, not that you have to, but if you want to check out the tweet, you can find it. You can probably, if you followed me, you probably saw my tweet come through, or whatever. But I watched it twice, and I'm like, there's nothing funny about this.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Or buy a private server and then just have your hatefulness all to yourself. If it was really just for fun amongst your friends. I mean, I don't know if you can get your own private server in Fallout yet. I mean, I know some like MMO type games you can if you want. If that's truly all it was and not for attention and not to create an internet shitstorm, get your own server then. Like, I see through you, man. I know what you're doing. And most of the internet does too. Yeah. I agree with you, Chaka. It never should be fun at someone else's expense or just to be hateful.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where it's not dark humor. It was like hatred towards what they, I don't know, like other people. They were just being bullied.
And I think that's what people miss about a lot of humor. I mean, jokes that are funny, they come from a good place. No matter how bad they might be, there's always something. The humor's coming from somewhere good. When you see roasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they're funny, it's because they're not being hateful. This is coming from a place of love. for that person
Right.
that they're
Mhm.
roasting. They're just jabbing, little jabs at whatever mistakes they've made, but they've got a good heart about it. So that's all you're doing.
Mhm.
There was nothing about this.
And
Nothing
you're
about
also in the know that this is happening.
this. Exactly.
Like you
Mhm.
put yourself up for that.
Mhm.
No, sorry, I don't believe them. It was totally
Oh,
to
man.
get that attention, and unfortunately, they got it. And then Twitter can't
Well-
let things go, so it'll keep going for a while until the next controversy, of course.
Probably.
At least Bethesda got one thing right this week.
Well, I mean, like I've always kind of said, like their hearts are, I think, are in a good place. I just feel like the way they implement things with their games and like that kind of stuff has always
Yeah.
been kind of weird. I don't know. Well, exception of this last thing. Like I feel like the bugs and stuff, it's like, well, we've made jokes about that
That's
for
Bethesda.
years. Like we've always
Yeah.
just been, that's just Bethesda, even though
Yeah.
now it's kind of getting old, like
Right.
do your thing.
Well, it's like, they come out and they'll say, "Hey, the game's coming out in 3 months." They've been working. Well, how about you just say it's coming out and you wait a little bit after, go past the 3 months and work the bugs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
that's one
Just
thing I
wait.
think I always appreciated Bethesda for is that they weren't hyping a game for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like it seems
Until
like
this
people
last
do.
E3.
They do it last minute, sure, which is great, but then maybe last minute should have been a year from now, Like
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. But yeah, Bethesda.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reading something about the Fallout 76. They said that if you look in the code, there is dialogue and different things that were actually from Fallout 4
Oh yeah.
that they
I
just
wouldn't be
brought over.
surprised. Wasn't it the
Fallout
same
4.
engine
Yeah.
though? Technically, just kind of
Yeah,
downscaled a
There's
bit.
a lot of code from Fallout 4. Yeah. It's like,
Elder Scrolls
don't
6
do
says
that.
otherwise. Well, yeah, but isn't that like official announcement to like keep people from going, but you
Starfish.
guys got Fallout. We've been waiting for Elder Scrolls longer. And then they're like, well, here's a mobile game. Shut up.
Yeah, the mobile game.
Skyrim
I'm
1
not
through
gonna play.
200 is still bugged.
Yeah.
Don't
All their
worry,
games are
players will
bugged.
fix it.
I mean,
No,
they
just need
want
to
to
do
make
their
them good.
engine better. A new engine.
Yeah, they
Every
definitely
game.
need to, because isn't it like probably one of the older engines, like even to date, that most any kind of AAA company is
Yeah.
using? Like they've just been using it since, like, I don't know, let's just say it was the first Elder Scrolls, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna keep slapping a new dress on this old whore, and people will just keep buying it,
Yeah.
and
It's like Fallout 3.5. That's what they should have called Fallout 4.
Mhm.
right?
I mean, it
Um,
was a new experience for me, so
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I still like.
I still played it. I
didn't get
still
me like
liked
Fallout 3
it,
did.
But I mean, if you're still having these same issues in every version of it, like it's time to just build a new engine or go off of a new one or something, like
Yeah.
clearly this is an issue. You made a joke about it at E3. The internet tells me we have bugs. Like you're aware. Do
You
something
don't
about it,
understand
man.
about
Like we've been good sports up until this point, like come on. We clearly like your work. Help us out, man. Help us
Yeah,
out.
for real.
All right. Well, I had a feeling we were all going to kind of agree on this.
Mm-hmm.
The next bit, I think I'm not saying we'll have a divide,
Okay.
but I'm curious to hear everyone's opinion.
And you too,
Why
chat.
or why not? Yeah. So follow me here. So other controversy arose due to the inclusion of the characters Kenshin and Shisho from the popular anime Rurouni Kenshin in the upcoming anime brawler Jump Force.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know the details behind why until now. The reason behind the controversy stems from the creator of the anime itself, Nobuhiro Watsuki, who was convicted for the possession of child pornography last year.
Oh.
Oh shit.
So
That's
anime
not good.
anime fans and players alike are now torn as to whether or not they should support the inclusion of his characters, considering the stigma that now surrounds the anime. So I pass that question on to you. What do you think?
That's
Oh
tough.
man, no, I wouldn't support it.
Yeah, like I just feel like
I'm sorry,
there's
dude.
there's certain things that could be overlooked, but that's one of those things that
Yeah.
just like it's a do not pass go for me. It is,
Yeah.
no.
Like even in jail, he gets fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I was going to play
right,
devil's
that's
advocate.
their line even, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of what David was saying just now is that Rurouni Kenshin's still a great anime, even if the creator's a piece of garbage. Isn't there a spot where you can kind of divide the characters from the creator?
Yes.
Because in all fairness, not everybody. I mean, he's not the sole.
And see, that was going to be my next thing,
Designer,
because it's
animator,
probably harming
everything.
other people who worked very hard on it as well and don't deserve it.
Right. So it's kind of putting the characters between a rock and a hard place. You don't want to support him, but you do love those characters.
Right.
Oh, well then as
So
long as he
where
don't
do
get
you
any money,
find
I'm
that
okay with it.
line?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Can then the rest of the people who were creating on it be like, let's just use like the Roseanne controversy, for example. I know she was very agreeable to the whole thing, but let's remove her from the situation so the rest of the creators can still work and do their thing. Like, is there a way to remove him from that situation so that the other creators of this can still benefit from their hard work? And is that something they would be willing to try to, or even him? Like, I don't know. Would he be willing to be like, you know what? Let me sign all the rights over to whoever the publisher is or whoever this is and let them continue on this character that everybody obviously loves and is amazing regardless of him.
Right.
And they did it to Papa John.
Or there's that too. Right. Exactly. Like,
I mean, I feel like that at some point there has to be some sort of
I don't know how
division on something that there's more than one person working on, because I use this as an example. The Cosby Show. We all know what he did.
Right.
And that was a hard pill to swallow.
It was.
But
Me and you both like defended him.
But
until we found
at
out
some
it was
point,
real.
you just have to say, you know what? I guess we're wrong, because you can't imagine that. But there still is a show out there that exists. That, granted, his name is on.
Mm-hmm.
It was his show, but you had so many other great people working on it. Who were in that show, who put out great performances. And I've watched it since, and I've tried to keep that out of it. I'm not just looking at him, I'm looking at the whole, because I can tell you, Cliff's not the only character on that show.
No.
You can watch, I mean, you know, everybody on there is dynamite. And that's why the show worked so well for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do that, do that.
If you can separate yourself from the two.
Yeah. Because
I have trouble.
What he did in his life is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same with this guy here. He screwed up. But his characters are beloved. Other people have worked on those characters. It's not just his anymore at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's a tough one, though. That's really tough, because especially in the court of public opinion now, or the court of the internet.
But I do understand where people don't want to support it, because if, like as David said, if he's getting residuals because of this deal,
we would have to look up that. I'm actually curious how Japanese law handles that sort of thing. I
mean, I would have to say no. If he gets a cut of that, no, absolutely not.
And like I said, maybe that's one of those things where one of them has to speak up, and maybe they can get that changed to where his creative license to the whole thing is no longer valid. And that way the other people can still create. And I would imagine they could still make the character successful without his drive, especially if there are people who are passionate enough about it. It might be one of those things where they're like, he's no longer involved, we're taking it over. It will make people feel more comfortable themselves and still supporting it. And it might even thrive even more because of that step being taken. I don't know, obviously I'm just throwing out my opinion on the whole thing, but
no, I mean,
it does make it very hard to want to continue knowing that he would still be cutting a profit, knowing what he was probably using it for, so like,
that's crazy,
right? Like
now every time I watch the Cosby Show, when he goes in the basement, I don't.
Do you find places that still show the show? Because like I know a lot of like
Amazon Prime, they show it. In fact, I've actually noticed, while we're on that subject, Amazon Prime doesn't give a damn. If there is controversy for anything, they have it.
Well, you know what? Maybe they're just kind of looking at it. You're an adult. Decide what you're putting into your brain. Like, you decide which is, I feel like, for the most part, how people should just let people live their lives like that, Like, you have an issue with it, move on. You don't, here, Because I know it was the same thing, broke my heart with the whole Kevin Spacey thing. I was a huge House of Cards fan. Still think it's an amazing show, very well written, so many amazing cast members. And they took it down from Netflix for the longest time. Now it's back up, I noticed. But you have the choice whether to rewatch those old episodes, although I do highly recommend the last season. He wasn't in it if you're the type that didn't want to watch it. And it was fantastic and still very well written and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
I do need to catch
those
up.
things break your heart, man. And
Oh yeah, because these are people you look up to, and these people who entertain you, and you don't want to be let down by them. And then things come out. Like I read something the other day, and my brain, I was just like, come on, why does this continue to happen? And it was an alleged misconduct allegation against Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm like, come on,
Of all people.
but we thought the same about Bill.
that's true.
Yeah.
Here we are. So I'm just like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we saw what happened with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, that
that's
was
still,
terrible.
I'm on the fence about that too. I know we're deviating from games now, but like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is part of
He
the
was actually
conversation.
in
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
so
it's
it's
definitely
okay.
part of it. But yeah. Yeah, it starts to come to a point where how do we start to define and reasonably, like, what's the word I'm looking for, where we can actually get to the root of what actually happened and let it go through the proper channels. So even if it's true or not, they can still have their day to clear their name, or we absolutely know what the truth is behind it. Because we are, again, in that day and age where I could put it on Twitter right now, Steven, that you did this thing, and everyone would probably jump to my side.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great if
Immediately.
that's the truth, but
Whoever
if you're
says it
lying or over exaggerating or something like that, now your life is ruined and your career because I might have had an axe to grind. And that's where we need to find that.
Well, it
that-
needs to go back to the innocent until proven guilty scenario. That's
Right.
how I kind of felt about Bill Cosby. I was like, well, it's a hard pill, but then you start hearing the stories, and it's like, I can't.
not
I
looking
can't.
good,
I mean,
right?
Now
Yeah,
these,
that was when I jumped ship.
it's
I was like, I
proven.
can't do it
It's a
anymore.
proven fact.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I stood with Chris Hardwick. Is I felt like this is not that guy. You know, the allegations that I heard is like, that's not that guy.
And,
but
I
still
liked him
had
so
that
much I
doubt.
didn't want to believe it. I'll throw
Yeah.
that out there. I was just like, this just can't be. Like, I don't know.
But luckily, he had people backing him up
Mhm,
and said, this is not that guy. Just same as I was saying, this is not that guy.
mhm.
No way, that's
Right.
that guy. And then there were, everything that got him his job back. And I still believe I'm on
Yeah.
his side with that.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah,
you
me
have
too.
stuff about, we go back to Kevin Spacey. I was like, yeah, I can believe that. I hate
I
to
did-
say
dude,
that,
I
but I
think-
could.
Part of it I could, but then when it got to the part where it was like really bad, that's when I was like, okay. The other part of it, I was just like, why would anyone actually care? Like when he came out, he was gay or whatever. I'm like, I don't feel like that would have mattered one iota. And then when it was who it was from, okay, yeah, no, that's can't support that. But let's
It's
see.
fine, David.
I dug
But
a
no,
little
look what he
deeper.
said.
Never jailed. He just ate 200,000 yen, around 2,000. Oh yeah. It does. Yeah. It's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. Yeah,
It's
I know.
ridiculous.
That's why where you can tell we're trying to articulate things in a very fine balance as well.
Look what you've done, Lace. You've started.
I know. I've already
That's
started.
not
That's why. Okay.
yeah.
I that's why I said. Let's just say, for instance, Steven's always been a gentleman. I've never had any troubles. Always been a gentleman,
That's right.
as has Todd, and hopefully,
Yeah.
as have I.
Oh yeah, I'm a gentleman in that sense.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole though.
Well, I mean, that's two
little
different
bit.
situations. That's two different character
I'm
flaws or
fun-loving
whatever.
Fun-loving. God.
Fun-loving asshole.
Yeah,
Is that?
I respect you as a human as I'm telling you to F off. All right?
Yeah, that's it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
If I tell you to F off, I actually kind of like you a little bit. That's the way it kind
Yeah,
of
I have
goes. I'm
noticed
like,
that
"Hello."
is his MO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
if
know
he-
why. If I'm like, hey, how you doing? I probably really I don't like you much. But if I'm like, hey, F off, I think a lot about you.
If you have a little bit of a smile on your face when you're saying it, then
Yeah.
just
It's
know.
it's his way.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
vouch for that.
yeah.
But yeah, so this guy, Watsuki, got off scot-free, it seems. So
And about $2,000, eh?
They
And
done
that's-
beat his
that's-
ass and stuck a broomstick up his butt here.
but it kind of makes you wonder how that works in Japan, because clearly that wouldn't have flown here. I wouldn't hope.
no. Yeah.
I wouldn't hope. So I don't know. So
But
I
if he
think
was
we're all
never
in
jailed,
agreement.
though, we would, Well, here he
if
probably
was
would have
never
been.
jailed here, but I guess we do have other punks that walk off scot-free with probation. And all right, you know what?
Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
get
we're just gonna
video
keep going on a
games.
tangent and start
Video
getting heated
games.
here.
All right, well, let's get back to video games.
Let's do that.
But it's also
Hey, actually, everybody we just talked about was in a video game. Chris Hardwick, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, so.
look
Oh,
at
that's
that.
fair.
We kept it video
We
games.
did.
How about that?
We're so ingrained in our culture that we had no idea that we were still keeping it on games. You know, it's just always on the games. Good night, Chaka. Thanks for hanging out,
Good
hon.
night, Chaka.
Okay,
I
well,
know it's
the
super
next-
late for him.
The next thing we have, also a discussion point,
Yes.
and we kind of touched on it ever so briefly just a moment ago. But we all love Fortnite, right?
Of course, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we all love it. It's the game that everybody plays, and we love it, and you love it, and that's what's expected of the world nowadays. So, if you don't know, the game is not just a game, but it's a way of life.
Mhm.
People live on it. They thrive on it. They breathe Fortnite.
Mhm.
There is
And-
a dance contest at 2:00 today at our Walmart. A Fortnite dance off. I swear, I heard it as I was leaving. You believe that?
I'm glad
I
I'm
do
not leaving home
actually.
today.
And I love that it's at a
It's terrible.
Walmart. I love
Yeah,
that
it's
it's
at
at a
Walmart.
Walmart. Consider the word spread on Twitter. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Now, it the way this kind of goes, you could call it an addiction for some, right?
I think
Because
so.
there's
I
that
think
same
it does
behavior.
borderline into that. Yes.
So reports have been surfacing here lately that parents have been sending their children to rehab programs for Fortnite, and there are other reports that are saying that marriages are falling apart because of Fortnite.
mm,
Okay,
mm-mm.
so with the FTC now investigating loot boxes, that's to, I guess, investigate what harm there is in loot boxes, which I think we can all kind of feed on. One wonders what this investigation will peg as the probable cause, or if there's another factor entirely. So I guess the few questions I have, I guess what would make Fortnite addicting? Is it the actual gameplay, or is it something else? Who's to blame for all this, and what should be done about loot boxes in general?
Mm.
Because let's focus on the first thing first, Fortnite. If it's the one doing all this, causing kids in rehab and marriages ending, what's the addiction for the game? Why are people so obsessed?
It would have
I've
to
not
be the
played it.
gameplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think I'm a hard one to ask for that one because that wasn't. I've just not been a battle royale addicted. It may be because it is very colorful. It's probably very easily accessible since it's on all these different platforms. Very attractive to kids in that way. I mean,
But
those would
there's
be
so many out there just like it. Why this one?
maybe
I
they
think
just
that's-
did it better. I mean, it's one of those things with it coming out later, and the whole little controversy there was probably not even a year ago with the PUBG actually creating the server, and their publisher was the one who actually helped with that server, and like they actually got to watch these other battle royale do it,
Mhm.
learned from it, did their own kind of thing on it, and just made it better. I don't know. Maybe because it's free too, which made it more accessible. Because I think H1Z1 came with a cost. PUBG came with a cost. Is it still free, PUBG and all those? Or is it still $30?
On H1Z1's free.
Oh, is it? Was it
on
always?
PlayStation. Now on PlayStation it was.
Okay.
It's always been free.
It's
But
colorful,
I think
cartoony,
that they
free
had
to
like
play.
an early buy-in. I think the building thing with Fortnite is
That is like the biggest difference, right?
yeah. I think that's got something to do with it.
Yeah. Because it does up
Okay.
that difficulty level, I guess, a little bit to me. Because like you would have to learn on the fly to build your wall or climb or,
Right.
it's free now. It
I mean,
wasn't
like you could,
before.
like
okay.
we would just build structures straight up, and nobody could get to us. We'd be just up, just sniping people.
Mhm. It's still
Yeah.
pay to play.
I never
See,
could
that
learn
might be
it.
the
There-
biggest
Somebody
thing.
built a house around me, and I could even like all of a sudden I was just trapped, and I opened the door and blew up.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like with
dude.
Fortnite, doesn't it boil down to the last one standing is whoever runs out of materials? Because like I feel
Yeah,
like when it
I
comes
don't know.
down to the last two people, the very little bit that I've watched is just like who can keep building the wall, building the wall, building the wall. I ran out of wood. Now this person can kill you because you couldn't build another wall. I feel like the last two standing, it becomes very boring to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never made it past 60.
No, I mean I've never played it. I'm just saying from very few streams that I've watched, you know, when it comes down to like the last two people, it really just kind of boils down to who runs out of materials first, because you're just gonna keep building that wall. And then, you
Yeah.
know, building up
that
is
or
so
who can
safe.
build the fastest.
Oh, if they take the base out? Oh, see, I didn't know that. The whole thing will collapse? I don't know.
Now, see, I'll kind of go back to what he said: the colorful, cartoony, free to play.
Makes it very
I
attractive.
can probably agree with that, because if I saw something like that, if I was looking to get into a battle royale game, I would want to look for something that just caught my eye.
Yeah.
That catches your eye. I've gotten
Yeah.
so used to it now that I know what it is, but immediately it catches your eye because it's like, oh, this kind of looks exciting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like a fun adventure. And then you get to play it, and then you know what it is. But the microtransactions, I think that's where it really comes down to with a lot of this addiction.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Yeah.
opinion. Because there was
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watch Jim Sterling or not. I know he's kind of
Very little, but yeah, I know who it is.
half and half. I've actually gotten to grow. He's grown on me a lot. He actually mentioned a story. He got a letter sent to him talking about this addiction. And he said that this kid wrote him a letter, said that his brother was an addict. He struggled with it. So they moved to video games to try and play together to kind of help him beat that addiction. Then loot boxes come in. And then there's that addiction again. So
Yeah.
always there, so he can't escape it. So these additions ruined their way of helping him beat addiction, because they can't play them anymore because they all have,
Right.
you know, things to tempt him.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So it
it's
was
not
just-
even that. It's just he has an addictive personality. Like he would become addicted to whatever he puts his focus in on to get rid of the other thing.
Yeah.
Just
So it could-
transferring it over to the next thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be washing cars. You know, it could be
Mhm.
something silly like that. He would get addicted to whatever like I said, whatever he does to conquer the other thing, or
Right.
whatever he just focuses on.
Mhm.
Um,
So
That's just some people. I'm not saying that's the
no.
Yeah, some
I mean,
people
I
they
think-
do just like transfer it from one thing to the next.
Right.
Like alcoholism, they quit that, become addicted to something else that's a little bit more,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I think we all have something that we can get addicted to just out of habit. You know, something
Mhm.
kind of brings it
Yeah.
about, and it's just like, oh man, I kind of want to do that, or I want to do that, and you don't even think about it anymore. You just do it all the time.
Yeah, you just do it.
And then there it is. This could be in that same vein where these people are always convincing themselves it's just $1 or it's just $5. I mean, we've talked about it before where I've fallen into that trap. But can you come out of it? Are there people who can decide this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing that? Oh man, I'm making a big mistake. Or do people just get sucked down that rabbit hole? Are these people with weaker wills maybe?
Yeah.
And I mean with children, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of like willpower yet. You're still
Right.
transforming that whole part of the brain and still trying to shape it and do all of that. So you get
know,
them
I was
addicted,
just
and that's
thinking-
almost like
Yeah.
where you know.
I was just thinking with Fortnite, if you think about it, it was the first one like Battle Royale to be free to play on consoles and cell phones. Then like PUBG moved to cell phones, and it was only on PC and later on to
Just
Xbox.
now, like PlayStation, right? Is it yet or
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came
well,
out.
not,
Next week.
no,
next
December.
week? I knew I was thinking
Next week.
December, but I
Yeah,
didn't know if it was
Tuesday.
like the
December
last couple
4th,
days
I
or
think.
okay.
Yeah, I forgot what month it is.
It is
Yeah.
December
Yeah,
now. I
end of this
know.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal too. Like kids get on there and their mom's like, "What do you want to play?" Like, "Here's a free game. Okay, play that." And they don't pay attention to them. It's free. It didn't cost them any money. That they're not running around crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, little kids like, "Okay, I can play it on my cell phone. So when we go to the market, I'm playing it there." And then as soon as you get ready to take it away from them, they're pissed.
Well, and it's that
And-
kind of, and I know I don't have kids, so people love to tell me my opinion doesn't matter. But we're like also in the day and age where when we want the kid to shut up, we're shoving a screen in their
Yeah.
face. So I
Yeah.
feel like we're breeding that kind of culture by like, I want to
We are.
break, sit in front of the TV. Here's your tablet. Here's my cell phone. So they're like growing up with this
Yeah.
right there, you know?
And see, look,
Yeah.
you know, as a parent, and I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to cut on what. No, I think your opinion matters just as much because that's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, my personal way of handling that is not a screen. A screen is something you earn. You know, if you're, you know, no one's doing anything at the house, or you know, we're just kind of sitting around being a lazy day, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to watch something, she wants to play something. Here's a tablet, or here's a game, something like that. That's when she gets it. But
hmm
she had, you know, we used to have a TV in her room and had little DVDs so she could watch TV in her room. I took it out of there because she keeps her room a mess. I know she's only 4, but she needs to learn.
Well, yeah, this is the years that those habits start to form in their brain.
You know, because
Yeah.
I can hear that argument from certain people saying, well, she's only a kid. That was my ex-wife's biggest argument. She's only a child. She doesn't need to. And yes, I am mocking. Fuck it. I don't care.
It's okay. It's your ex-wife.
Yeah,
You
she's
can do
like,
that.
you know, they're just children. They don't need to clean their rooms and all this stuff. I was like, they've got to learn.
Yeah.
I'm not asking them to
Yeah.
build a house. It's just pick up your stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And that's how they
That's
learn
it.
it, because like I've watched enough of my friends do the same things or whatever. The kid would throw a tantrum and then mom would just go do it anyway. And I'm like, nope, they've learned if I throw this tantrum, mom and dad's
Mhm.
just gonna do it for me anyway, as long as I keep whining long enough.
Oh, I wanted to slap a kid at the. I know I shouldn't do that either.
Again, I know we're
I
getting
haven't-
off topic again, but
Yeah. But hey, this is part of the conversation. I wanted
It's
to
about
slap
Fortnite.
a kid.
it is about
Yeah.
Fortnite. Yes.
Yeah, we're still on Fortnite. I want to slap a kid yesterday, and I know I shouldn't, and that's why I haven't. But we
But I
were at
don't.
a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at a restaurant, and I hate those kids. Those kids where I'm at the salad bar, and there's a kid right behind me, and you know the kid's like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And then the mother's like, "You're not getting that," and she's like, "Yes, I am," and she's like, "Don't you put that on your plate? Shut up." I'm
Mhm.
like,
Oh.
You
yeah.
know what? You know what? Never been taught that it was
No.
that kid knew if I put it on there, nothing's really gonna happen anyway.
and
You
what
know?
did the
I don't know.
parent do? Nothing. They're
Exactly.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like you do have authority over this child.
I bet
You
they sat
know
down
that,
and had a
right?
really long talk about it later, though.
You know
Mhm.
you're not supposed to say no to me, right? I mean, when you don't want something, you say no. But in that moment, it was wrong.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
I'm going to count to 3.
Right?
I'm
Two
gonna
and a
take
half.
I whip ass when I get
Two
I'm
and
gonna
three
take the
quarters.
Fortnite game for the night. No, mommy, no. Yes. No, you're not
Yep.
taking my Fortnite game. Yes, I am. No, you're not.
Yep.
I hate
knocked
you.
out.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. For 1
But
hour.
isn't that a huge problem though? Because I've even heard like schools have started to cut Wi-Fi because they can't get kids to quit playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I still don't know why they all have phones at school, but again, I was brought up
Yeah.
in a much different day and age. But like, they can't get them to focus on schoolwork because they're just like at their desk or thinking they can't be seen like playing the game. They've had to cut the Wi-Fi so they can't have the ability to do it.
I know.
There is
I'm
a
okay with them
problem
having
there.
phones at school because of like all the shootings and stuff and emergencies that can happen. But like, put the damn phone in your bag.
I don't know.
It
I
did-
lived
it
all.
used to do some sort
I
of
don't know.
shutdown
I have a
on
weird
it.
feeling about phones. I feel like humans have lasted so many millions of years without all this kind of stuff that the fact that we put such importance on needing it for survival nowadays just seems kind of weird to me. Is it a nice
is.
convenience? Yes. Has it saved lives? Absolutely. Do we need it?
No.
Exactly. You know, but
I mean, that's
anyway,
why the
I could
world's getting
digress myself.
overpopulated is because of the cell phones. Now people can call for emergency help too fast.
Call for sex.
Or
That's
whatever
why
they
it's
want.
overpopulated.
I'm kidding. Okay,
Although I do
well,
like ordering food, having it brought to my house. But I don't need a phone for that. I just need my internet.
Hey, just so you know, DoorDash sucks
Oh, I've
Here
never
in-
used that.
where we're at, Steven. Don't do it.
okay,
like-
I won't.
We ordered Chick-fil-A. We ordered Chick-fil-A the other day at 9:00 in the morning.
Nice.
Now I noticed that Taco
And-
Bell's doing something like that.
Yeah, they're all doing it here. And you know, when we got it, they called and they said, "Oh, hey, they're not serving breakfast anymore at Chick-fil-A. So you want something else? Now, hell no, man. I ordered it at 9 o'clock. They
You
were
wanted,
doing
What
you
were
wanted
you
Chick-fil-A
doing?
at 9 a.m. That's lovely.
Wow.
Anyway.
But
Get back on news.
I guess I don't really know what more because we derailed so hard
Yeah.
on this. but
Yeah,
it's
that was
fun.
controversy though.
It is a
It was-
controversy.
Yeah.
It was conversation. So let's move on to the one little bit of weird news that I have. How
It
about
was
that?
some weird news.
Yeah,
Let's
is,
do it.
There's some sex in it. Please say there is.
All right. Let's
No, there's
see.
not.
There's not. I was
sex?
wondering if he was waiting to answer because I was like, do I let it go?
No,
Do
was
I let
dying.
it go?
was stuck.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of weird news this week. I'm sorry to say,
Yeah, man.
but
You just
I
type
did.
in sex weird news.
Maybe I should, but
Just
then
start
it'd take me to
Googling
the
that.
dark corners of the internet, and I don't want to go there.
Right.
It's okay. It's just dark humor. It's okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Come
So
on, man.
I heard it's been raining boats and canoes in Red Dead Redemption. Have you guys seen this?
No.
I think it might be the online version, so maybe
Oh,
it's not
yeah, I
in
haven't
the
played
game.
that
See
yet.
Yeah. It'd be
So-
great. I just got hit with a canoe.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I haven't seen any
Like,
video.
so there's some bug where they're actually like falling from the sky?
Yeah.
Like,
It is awesome.
like, is it the little boat, like the little boat that you do in that one scene, or like the full on, like,
No, like a full-size boat.
oh, I want to see
So you
this
could just be
video.
riding around, just having fun, and then all of a sudden a boat.
I'd be
big
like,
boat.
Bethesda did this game? What? No. Because I've
Wouldn't it
seen
be
like
funny if-
mammoths raining in like
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls before, but never.
I think it would be
boat.
hilarious if it was like a modern-day yacht just drops out of the sky and like, wait, this does not work.
Like a show, like one of those.
Be like, there's where
old
all the
riverboat.
canvas went. That no, I'm
What?
joking. Okay, I shouldn't do that. We shouldn't stir that pot again, right?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Is that a sailboat with canvas?
What?
That's where all the materials went into Red Dead Redemption.
Anyway, but yeah, there was. I mean, if you guys get a chance to see the video, I'm pretty sure there's video out there. Check it out.
Oh, there has to be. Yeah.
Because I mean, I would have loved if it started raining cats and dogs instead, but we can only get
Can't get
boats.
what you want all the time.
Let's see, like the scene from D&D cartoon where Presto summoned a battleship into a swamp. I've not seen that either. I need to
Yes,
look up
just
more
like
weird
that.
videos, man. Oh,
Because
that's great.
that would be hilarious. You're just out there minding your own business.
It's like,
Boats just start falling from the
like,
sky.
how do you protect yourself from that?
I don't know.
You
I, mean,
know,
I didn't even hear that.
can't.
I mean, would it just like if it hit you? Would it
Would
go
you
through
die?
you? Would it just knock you off your horse? And
yeah, I
kill
know.
it?
Like, is the bug good enough to know that it has weight and would knock your character over? Do you get
I don't know.
It'd
stuck
probably
in the
kill my
canoe?
brand new horse.
Or
Yeah.
does your horse die?
What if it came up like right behind you? You're riding through, and like the tip of it hits the back end of your horse.
And then
I
your
don't know
character
how-
just automatically goes into row mode because it just knows, well, I'm in a boat.
That would be hilarious. I mean, you gotta say at least the bugs can be fun sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
like the
sure.
road
As
that
long
set
as it's
everything
not
on fire.
game breaking, I usually find them quite fun. You know.
Did-
My favorite one from the first game was the mule lady. You remember her?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't.
It's
I
been
missed
so
that.
long. I
looked
played
like-
it when it was new, and yeah.
It looked like just a regular person, but they had a mule face, and you could ride her. And if you hitched her, she was your horse. It was the best thing ever.
I just swallowed that bit of coffee. I had a moment where I'm gonna
He was
ruin
on-
all
on
of my
her shoulders,
electronics.
just riding her. It was great.
Oh
Just
dear.
envisioning that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, look, you can find it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Okay,
god, the
I'm
mule
looking that up
lady,
after-
and raining canoes
Yeah.
and boats, and apparently the battleship in a swamp. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I gotta remember all these things. Oh dear.
But
Lord.
yeah, that's all I really had to talk about as far as weird news. I thought it was funny.
No, that's
but
great.
I wanted.
I liked
know.
it.
Nice find, man.
That was better than sex this week. So
Okay, well, I'm glad you approved.
Something, right?
Yeah. All right, well, guys, I think I'm gonna go take a break. But
Oh,
there's somebody
Steven needs to take a
standing
quick
here
bathroom break. Okay.
waiting to
So you
talk
gotta
to you
poop?
guys.
You got to
Yeah,
poop or
yeah.
something?
I
Yeah,
mean, you'll
but-
probably
but-
have a good few minutes, right?
This guy, yeah, I mean, I got some time. I'll take my phone and But yeah, some guy's kind of tugging at my shirt over here, and he wants to talk to you guys.
Oh, well, I guess
Oh,
we'll
no.
see what happens there.
I'd buy that for $1.
Ah, I see
Aw,
what you
damn
did
it,
there.
Shady.
What y'all doing, baby?
Ah, Steven. Hi, Shady. What's going on?
I mean, not much. You know, it's warm out there, man. It's just supposed to be December. And it's
Are you
like
bragging?
73. Not really, no. I mean, I like it when it's cold during the holidays, man. You know, it's got to be right.
Mhm.
You know, I can't have 70-degree Christmas. That's weird.
Jack Frost
Unless I
ain't
was
nipping
in
at your
Hawaii.
nose right now.
Give it
You
time.
what?
Give it time. We still got a few
Give it
days, couple weeks, couple 3
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah. For sure. So, guys, I brought two items.
Are they
Actually,
stolen?
I
Shady.
say two items. It's two things. But there are multiple items within.
Oh, so like a bundle.
understand?
Oh.
Yeah. So you can pick and choose whatever you want in them. I mean, cause y'all my best customers sometimes. You know, sometimes y'all disappoint me and y'all don't give me.
Yeah, you know,
What
we
I'm
can't
wanting.
buy all the things.
And I can't be
Uh-uh.
stealing all this stuff all the time. You know, I got to
You
get some
steal
money. You know,
Oh, no.
I didn't say I stole it. I said you misunderstood me. I said swill.
No. No, Shady. I think you said steal it all the time.
I'm
Well, because
sorry, I
it's such a
called.
steal of a deal,
It is.
right,
It's a
Shady?
steal of a
Yeah.
deal. When I bring, that's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. When I bring it, it's a steal. It's
Yeah.
just the biggest steal ever.
I got you, man. I
I'm
got
not passing the deals
Alright.
on to you. Y'all should be thanking me for what I'm bringing. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see in a minute after these bundles. What you got
That's
for us?
right. That's right. I like that guy, Dave O.
Yeah.
Dave
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 David
01.
001. Shady
That's
speaking
right.
metaphor. Exactly.
I like that guy. So, guys, y'all like signs?
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it
I-
makes sense.
Yeah, I like
Y'all like
knowing
some signs?
directions for sure. Usually they're on signs, like what street I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you ever see that like them neon signs I got in them bars and stuff? You know.
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes
You know
it
what
helps
I'm
me
talking
find the restroom. Yeah.
Do you ever want one?
Yeah.
Depending on the sign, yeah, I could
I'm-
be persuaded for sure. Yeah.
Okay, good, because I got a few. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't easy, and
Oh.
I'll explain that in a minute. But do y'all, I mean, you know that Capcom place, that place that makes the video games.
I
like
have heard
the-
of them. Yeah.
The
They do
street
some
fighting guys
stuff and, mhm.
and the Devil May Cry thing, whatever that is, with that boy with the white hair. You know what I'm talking
Mhm,
about?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they've got signs now based on these things. Okay, they got the big sign on it.
Okay.
So it's like a Devil May Cry sign and a Street Fighter sign, but it's designed from characters and things within the games
So is it-
and the logos.
So it's the logo of the character or the face of the character, or just a name
Something.
that says Capcom or word.
I mean, something like that. I didn't really look at them too hard. They just got some things on them.
Just whatever
Right.
it said on the box. You're just trusting what's in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trusting. Now, you could only now, like I said, these weren't easy to get. You can only get them in Europe.
Ooh. But I
Okay,
don't live
so
there.
that-
Did you go to Europe recently?
No, I mean there was a boat in the shore.
Just fell out of
down
the
street.
sky, I heard
Yeah.
too.
So
Yeah.
you
Did it
know,
rain at boats
I
in
went
Canada?
wandering around, and you know they were there, and I was like, oh, these look good. So I grabbed a few. I saw where they came from. You know, it said imported. So
Ooh, we've already
What's
got a
going
50
on?
euro for the Devil May Cry sign, and
50
we,
euro?
yeah, you even.
oh
just
my
dealt all
goodness,
that.
I don't know if that's gonna cut it, but I mean we'll talk about it. Let's see. All right, first of all,
Mhm.
I got this Devil May Cry blue neon sign. It's just a blue sign
Mhm.
with DMC, Devil May Cry.
Okay.
That's all it is, just a big logo, and it's blue.
It just says DMC, or is it an actual logo? Because I'll plead
Does it
ignorance.
say
here.
run
No,
on top of it?
it's the logo. It's the full logo.
You sure it don't say like run at the top and then DMC?
I don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
man.
I see
didn't-
now. I'm just looking at the logo. I just wanted to make sure I was thinking of the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like that, but it's blue.
Is it like bleeding even?
No, I don't think so. It looked. I mean, they can only do so much with neon, baby. I mean, come on. All right, so but
Just
this
trying
sign,
to get all the information, you know.
this sign, if you want measurements, because you know everybody got to ask
Gotta
for
know how
measurements. I
big.
thought about it this time. I measured the box. It's 100, or excuse me, not 100, 1,020 millimeters wide. Now, do you know what
What
a
in the
millimeter
hell is a
is?
millimeter?
I didn't measure that
I know we
out
shook
either,
our
but man,
finger at the metric system over here.
that's what my measuring tape showed me, millimeters.
Well, it
Yeah,
came
you got
from
that kind of
Europe,
measuring
so
tape.
that's why.
I took it off the boat, man. That's where they came from.
Okay,
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
help what I
assume
was
that's a
reading.
decent size.
Yeah, I mean, I
Big
imagine
enough
it's
to
about,
see.
It's about that big.
All right, yeah.
About
so
that
like,
big.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's neon.
You got that one. Yeah, you got that
Mhm.
one. All right, look, the David guy, he told you right there.
A little over a yard. Okay.
It's a yard long. How about
That's
that?
3
Now
feet.
you know. Okay, so you got
That's
a
big.
yard, and it's about half that in height. So about a yard, yard and a half.
Got it. Okay.
Just like that. That's a yard.
It's a
See
pretty
that?
big sign then.
I'm just showing you. Okay, so you got that one. You can also get another one that's pink. Same thing, just pink. And it's a little smaller. I will say that. It's just a little smaller.
So
by
the blue
much,
has
but
to
just-
be the big one. Pink is the small one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's smaller in height, but it's a little longer.
Oh.
Weird. I don't know. They making weird stuff. Then you got a Devil May Cry 5 printed LED tile light. How about that?
Ooh.
It's only 600 millimeters.
We got 3 sides. So they all say the same thing, just different colors and sizes?
Well, I mean, Devil May Cry 5, it's got the new logo
Oh, I
and
got
all
you, got
the
you.
words, and it's a
Why are they
printed
not
LED.
red?
Huh?
Why are they not red?
I don't know, man. I didn't make it. But I'm not done. I'm not done. Now,
There's
just
so
saying, I
much
figured
more.
it was
Yeah. But
because
wait.
that, I mean, that's the Devil May Cry 5 LED tile light.
Okay.
Or light tile, excuse me. I don't know what the difference is. Then you also have a Street Fighter 2 printed LED light tile, about the same width, 600 millimeters, so half a yard, give or take. And then this is the one I kind of want to keep for myself, but I'll sell it if y'all tell me you'll want it. They got that Hadoken fireball,
Ooh.
and Hada, just like that. And it's a blue neon sign, and it's about 685 millimeters by 500 millimeters.
These sound
That's a
pretty
big-ass
cool
sign.
though.
I mean, they are pretty cool, but again, you can only get them overseas. So,
Looks like
here's
you
what
still
we got-
have a 50 euro. He's not busting his price one way or the other. That's what
I mean,
you're
I
getting
can,
offered.
I can respect that. I mean, you gotta hold on to your wallet.
$99.99.
But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to go over them and discuss price because we not only got to talk about what you have to pay over there, but what we're gonna convert that currency into over here.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true. Okay.
Okay, because
Hmm.
I mean, man's got to live. I can't be getting no euros over here. I got to get a profit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so for that blue neon sign, tell me how much you're willing to pay for that.
Like
So the
Whatever
bigger
you want
one.
to tell me, because I got both prices. I mean, I do my math.
$129.99.
I was gonna say it's gonna be at least $100.
You're killing me.
Oh, it's more
Oh,
than.
shit.
All right.
That's
Well, he did say so, like 3 feet by 1.5 feet. So yeah, maybe $300. I wouldn't pay that, but I wouldn't have a window big enough to put a neon sign
more
in
than
that big.
$300.
I mean,
I
I'm
get an
gonna have to go
innocent
to the
for
black
50.
market to get some money.
Well, yeah.
Even $300 isn't enough.
Look, in euros, it's 1,035 euros, which, if you convert that into our currency, is about $1,300.
God.
Unless my calculator broke, that's
Your
what it told
calculator
me.
broke.
I know that ain't gonna
David
work for
might
me. But I guess that.
That's-
Yeah,
now
David's like,
that's
what?
That's just a blue one.
You might be
okay.
able to get the small pink one, Deva.
That's just
I don't
the
know.
blue one. Now the pink one does come down in price just a little bit, but not by
a
much.
little.
Lord.
So
What, $1,100?
Yeah.
It's actually 945 euros, which would be about $1,200.
Yeah.
Shady, I think you're losing me, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
same.
Now we still got a few more, and the price comes down a little bit. On
Okay, all right.
them. Okay. And think about this. I'm saving you shipping costs.
That's
Because
true.
it's imported and everything.
That's true.
All right. So the Devil May Cry 5 light tile. How much you willing to give me for that?
Well, if we're
$50.
going down in price a little bit,
didn't say by
I would
much,
not
but-
buy any of these things now. We're all getting way too rich
So
for
it's
my blood.
probably about
750.
700. Yeah. I was gonna say 700.
700.
I mean, we might be able to make a deal right there because it's only 525 euros, which
Oh, wow,
is
that's
about
a huge jump. Okay.
$600-700, give or take. So I mean, we might be able to cut a deal.
So he's got 900 euros on that one. Okay.
All right, now what about the Street Fighter one? Not the Fireball.
I was gonna say that was the coolest one that I heard.
Yeah.
What was what'd you call the fireball?
the Hadouken.
The
Hadouken.
Hadouken.
Yeah, that's what they say in that game. You heard them.
Yeah.
So the it's $400.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around 400.
I mean, it's
401.
480. Huh?
I'm gonna say 401.
It's only 480 euros, but that'd be about $600 over here.
Dave is getting closer than we are for sure.
Yeah, he is. He's doing pretty good. I mean, he's close. Now, what about the Hadouken? Now, that's primo. I mean, we're gonna have to go up.
See,
a
I
little
feel
bit
like
on
that one. I was just gonna say, I feel like that one would be a little bit more.
That's probably gonna be about $2,000. It's gonna be about.
Oh,
I mean, if you're willing to give me that, I'll give you two.
Oh,
he said
shit.
2, so it's $1,000.
I mean, yeah, give or take. It's only 795 euros, which is about $1,000 over here.
I mean, I want to see
That's
this
the biggest
though.
one. How the hell does that work?
Well, no, it's not the biggest one. It just looks cooler.
More detailed. I feel like that would still be hard. I don't know how they do these
Because
things.
think about that. Think about that big fireball. It ain't just a sign. It's like, wow, you can just hold it and just take a picture. You mess
Take a
everybody-
picture.
everybody's
You
thinking
look like you
you're
done
doing
Hadouken all over everybody.
I would.
That's right.
Until you busted it and all the neon, you know.
Busted
mean-
your Hadouken.
I mean, David, you're gonna have to come up a little bit. I mean, but I mean, we'll talk afterwards. I mean, you throwing me some pretty good money there a little while ago.
I know you're
So,
being the
mean,
most reasonable of all of us.
Yeah,
But, I
we
mean-
dealt with Shady way too much.
All right.
I guess I'm not gonna be able to sell y'all some neon signs, but
Yeah.
I think I can sell y'all the rest of this stuff now that I found.
Okay.
This isn't
Let's see.
imported for one.
It's not. Okay.
No, and I've been hearing that y'all like that cowboy game, that Red Dead Redemption.
You could say I'm a
Yeah.
fan. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called with the horse balls and shriveling and all that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Okay,
selling
yeah.
point.
I mean, that's cool. See, look at that. He's
Tell me
working
you're not
hard.
good. It's nothing horseball related, though. I kind of hope. 'cause-
No, I mean, I was looking to see, because I knew
I'm
that the game was
disappointed.
popular, and I figured, you got those mountain oysters out there somewhere. Somebody be doing some mountain horse
they do.
oysters out there somewhere. But no, I ain't seen none yet.
Okay.
All right,
good.
so what we have here is I found out that Rockstar Games has teamed up with some outfit known as Barking Irons.
Okay.
Don't know who they are, but
Hmm.
they're a clothing line specialists, and they produced clothing Red Dead Redemption style.
Oh.
Okay, y'all ready for this? So y'all want to go up on price or down on price? I mean, how y'all
Let's
want to
go
play
up.
that?
Let's
All right,
end
you-
up with the low one.
So let's
I can actually
start
afford
with
it.
the low.
Right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So how would y'all like a white tote bag with the Red Dead Redemption logo on it?
Okay. What is the material of the tote bags?
I mean, what you typically get with I mean, it's a tote bag. With that little canvas fabric, whatever that.
Is it canvas? Okay.
I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, it might.
How
as
big
well
is the
be-
tote bag?
I don't know.
Damn
It's
it.
about
They get a
typical
body.
size of a tote bag. It's just a
Like
regular
a
old tote
grocery
bag.
store reusable
one of
bag
them.
size?
Yeah, it's just a regular old tote bag.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
$20
no. I say it's
$25.
canvas because you're paying top dollar. I mean, we ain't talking about Bethesda here. We're talking about Rockstar. I know they're
Rockstar.
looking too.
I'm gonna say $30, Shady.
What about you, boy?
$40.
y'all-
$39.99.
How about this? Y'all team up together and y'all can share it because it's gonna cost you $75.
Damn.
I don't have any tote bags, Lace. I really don't think I do, actually.
No,
I
it's
have a Call of
$75
Duty
for
4
this
one.
because
Unless
you
I don't know
got-
what a tote bag really is. Lived
Because
my
I mean,
whole
think
life.
about this. This is a large tote bag. It's white
It's just with the handles, right?
and
tote
it's got the
around.
logo on it. You paying for the logo,
That's true.
okay?
I paid
You
more.
can-
That's more than the game was.
I know.
Well,
But
unless
it
you
don't
bought the
matter.
Ultimate Edition.
That's right.
I think I bought the $79 game.
All right. How about this? say if you bought, hypothetically now, if you bought the tote,
Uh-huh.
you got that. I mean, you're gonna need to hold something in there. So how about
Sure.
you get yourself a shirt,
Okay.
a chore shirt, like from the game? Do they do chores in the game?
They
There's a
do,
chore shirt?
but
No,
I didn't know that there was like a specific shirt. Like I just changed Arthur into whatever I wanted him to be, and then usually
And then
left
there's an
it.
everyday shirt. Is there
It
like
looks
an
like a
everyday
long
shirt?
underwear shirt to me. Yeah, like the long sleeve or long
So-
sleeve t-shirt, whatever,
That shirt, or you
Okay.
can get a railroad shirt.
or a railroad shirt. Okay, yeah.
Like what they wear at the railroads.
Mm-hmm.
If you want one of them, how much would you pay for a T-shirt like that?
So it's a
Or a shirt.
t-shirt or just a
Well,
shirt.
no, I don't think it's a T-shirt. It's just a shirt.
It
So
is
we'll
a
just say
top.
long sleeve.
You are
it's a
wearing a
top.
top.
$20.
How much?
$20. So does it have the logo
20.
on it too?
No, but it's I'd say it's on the tag, like on the
Okay.
back end. So it's
Then
got
yeah,
that.
I'm with him. $20.
Well, do keep in mind that the chore shirt is denim.
The which
Well,
one
shit,
is
you didn't say
denim?
that.
The
25.
chore shirt is denim. I mean, denim ain't cheap, is it?
I don't know.
No,
I
but
thought
I'll pay
it was.
25.
I mean, I've walked
Um,
around that Tommy Hilfiger before and
$30.
$100 pants.
I just
Tommy
feel like I
Hilfiger
could
for
buy
you,
these
so you can
shirts.
get those stores in.
Exactly, and then it doesn't have the Red Dead tag in it, you know? And I would just be like, look,
I mean, this is official gear. You could just.
which is why I need a logo.
That's why
25.
it's.
I'll
in
go
the back
30.
tag.
Davis got
on the
50
tag.
on it
Y'all all gonna have to chip in together because they vary in price. Okay.
because they vary in price.
We're talking about the chore shirt alone is $120, and then you're gonna have to pay like $130 for the everyday shirt, and then $150 for the railroad shirt. But you can get them in all sizes.
I don't know about that. Sorry,
God,
Rockstar.
shady.
I don't know
I'm
about that,
out.
Rockstar.
All right, all
I'll
right,
have to
all right.
look at them, but I mean, with the being described with no logo on it, I really feel like I could go to Goodwill and get those shirts
I mean,
and just
I
say
said
that
it's
that's
on-
what
it's
it
on the-
is.
It's on the back tag. It's on the tag.
Yeah, but you don't wear your tag out. Who does that?
I mean, ain't nobody gonna
I'm
care.
gonna staple it to the front so people see that.
Yeah, right on his shoulder.
All right, y'all ride horses maybe?
Oh, I have before.
Yeah, I have to.
Okay, well maybe if you want to go riding a horse again.
Are you
can
selling
get
me
you
a Red Dead Redemption horse?
No, I'm selling you. I mean, you know how expensive that would be. And
I
how
was
hard that
gonna
would be
say
to
I
get
need
in
a
here.
stable. I need people to take care of it.
No, but what I'm gonna give you is the next best thing: an authentic saddlebag
Ooh, okay.
with the Red Dead Redemption 2 logo. So
Okay.
it's clearly present.
That is clearly present.
Clearly
okay.
present.
Is it leather?
$175.
How much?
175.
is what he said.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna try to
we're not
imagine
able
what
to
the
do.
size of a saddlebag. Oh, he's like kind of happy with your price, so I'm gonna say 150.
I mean, I'm gonna go to Todd because I'll give him a discount because it's $180.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I was thinking he overshot a little bit because Shady was like, "All right, yeah, we can work with you,
No,
Todd."
I
And
mean-
I was just like,
I mean, I could cut $5 off if he's gonna take it off my hand. So no, it's $180. So I mean that's fine. All right, so the last two, like I said, we've been going up.
"Uh huh, yeah."
The last two are really good. Now this thing here now, I think you'd really want it, and I think you'd be willing to pay the
Fantastic.
money. Okay, so just bear with me here because I got the details. It's the gunslinger jacket. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a water-resistant wax, cotton, and leather jacket, bound buttonholes, along with the Arthur Morgan. I don't know who that is. Collar
It's the lead
print
character. It's a
and the
protagonist.
Vanderlyn Gang inside pocket print.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Inside
it's
the pocket.
lined, printed. Got
Okay, This is
everything.
gonna be expensive.
Cotton wax, whatever the hell that is.
I'm just assuming that's
Waxed
weather resistant. Ooh, Davis says 850 for the gunslinger
David,
jacket.
you're gonna get a buttload coming to your house.
I was gonna say, like-
$250.
How much?
$250 is what I'm saying.
I was thinking
Okay.
around 2, but yeah, okay. I'm gonna say 275 to be
You all
contrary.
getting a jacket. You all getting a jacket. David's getting 3 of them because it's only $250.
Oh, you hit the nail
Ooh,
on the
I was
head
right
then.
on the money. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I didn't want to just necessarily agree.
You should
It's
say
all right. It's
251.
fun. It's
I
good to have a
should've.
divide.
Hey, high-end jackets, claim licensing. That's what, yeah, I know. I do that. I usually overshoot way too much because of those two things. I've learned now it just doesn't seem to matter, I guess.
Now, finally, I mean, if you're gonna get this nice, pretty jacket, you're gonna need something to go with it, and you're gonna need a bag.
We got
So,
lots of
I'm
bags
gonna-
coming our way. We're gonna carry lots of
Yeah,
stuff.
This is the last one I got. It's a riding duffel bag, and it's also got the game's logo. I know that the logo is important to you, and it's
It
on
is
there.
important if we're gonna spend the money.
It's so. I mean, this duffel bag is just. I mean, it's a big duffel bag.
Okay.
You know, a riding duffel bag
Right.
for your horse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since everything's going up in price, and so this is $250, and the duffel bag's probably really huge. I don't know. I'm still gonna go $275.
400.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I think Todd's gonna get it. I mean, he could probably give you a little bit off of his, and maybe you can get one because it's $325. I mean, that's the lowest I
How
can go.
big is this duffel bag?
I mean, I'd say it's a typical size duffel bag. It ain't
Jesus.
a gym bag or nothing. You know, I mean, you can go airport with it and everying.
All
Has it
right.
got guns
Well,
and everything in it?
No,
I
don't
feel like
think
I
so,
didn't
man.
really
think
get
that's
anything
legal.
today.
I mean, I tried to sell you a tote bag, but you didn't want it. So, I mean,
Well, I just like way undershot or something on the tote bag.
all right, guys. Well, I'll be sending you jackets soon, and I guess I'm gonna have to go find somebody who wants these neon lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I mean,
Yeah,
wants
look-
them to be fair. We're just gonna have
Yeah,
to
he
dicker
does.
prices with him for a bit, I think.
That's right. I mean, and I still can't sell y'all on a shirt because
No.
wearing those jackets, man, you're gonna need that shirt. It's
The
gonna look-
jacket, though, we were close, so maybe.
Yeah.
All right. I hope
Yeah.
you got style that'll match it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got all kinds of stuff.
As long as it's
All
warm.
Okay, guys. Well,
All
y'all
right.
take it easy.
Thank you,
I'm gonna-
Shady.
I'm gonna take my stuff somewhere else.
Okay.
I'll see y'all later.
I tell you what, man, I really do wish wish I could find some things that I really wanted. Hey, welcome back, man. Welcome
Hey,
back.
How was the poop, man?
It was fantastic. There was a lot of time in there. But
Catch
they
up
say
on
you're
your
not supposed
tweeter.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
all
you're not
that.
supposed to sit on the toilet the whole time.
No, you gotta stretch.
Did you do like calisthenics also?
Yeah,
Stand up,
yeah.
sit back down.
I mean,
That's
you
what I
sit on-
do.
That's what you do? That sounds dangerous.
Guys, you want to play a game?
Let's play a game.
What the hell did you just say?
All right. What you got for us today?
Well, I've got a decent list. I think some of the games are questionable. So I'd love to hear.
Nice.
I know there's a few. I'm not really sure which one I want to give to the other. because
Remember,
I'm
give
very-
Todd the easy ones. I
but
want to get
think
Yeah.
accused
one or
tonight.
two, I might actually split up between the both of you because I want to know what you think. Like I want to hear your
Ooh.
answers. But we'll start.
make
We'll
fun of
start
us.
simple. No. I'm curious to see what road you will go down. Okay. Let's see. Lace,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what Ultra Pig is.
Ultra Pig.
Oh.
It's a very simple game. It's actually kind of like a ripoff of Hungry Hungry Hippo. So it's a 2D like side scroller, but it's a pig that actually is flying. And as you go along, there's certain things that you need to eat. And then there's certain things that you need to avoid just to add a little bit more complication to it. And then by the end of each level, you want to see how ultra big you can get the pig. And obviously, as you swallow certain power-ups as you go along, it gives you the ability to shoot out of his mouth the garbage objects so he can break up things that'll get in his way and kill you.
I would probably play that game.
I can see that being made, if it's not already.
Probably. Todd,
Mm,
what is clinically dead?
Oh Jesus! Clinically Dead is a. It's like one of those simulator games. It's a VR game,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and they have all these people that come. You're like an ER doctor, and these people come in. They're clinically dead when they get there, but you got to bring them back to life.
Okay. So it's a rush to beat the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat the clock. Yeah. Because you might bring some of them back to life. They'll be like brain damage.
Mm.
So you got
A
that's how
zombie
fast you
simulator
can bring
at
them
that
back,
point?
right?
You gotta hurry up and bring them back to life so they don't, have brain damage.
Sure. Okay. Lace. Okay. Spray dynamite versus radioactive insects.
Spray dynamite versus radioactive insects. Well, this is clearly like a fighter game. And so that's the two camps that you can pick from as from your fighters, the spray dynamite crew and the radioactive insects. And there's about five different fighters that you can pick from each side. And one of them is really good at throwing the dynamite, very completely on point with that. You've got the technical guy, and so on and so forth. And then obviously with the radioactive crew, it just kind of depends on like how morphed they got for what their abilities would be. Maybe it's 6 extra arms so they can fight you faster. And then yeah, you just get put in these different arenas and you have it out. It's a multiplayer like 2v2 or 1v1 couch co-op or even online fighter game.
Like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Like, or more like Mortal Kombat style, or Street Fighter, like.
Or David's suggestion, Bomberman, but with big cans of Raid.
Or that. That's the bonus level.
Yeah. Okay. Todd. What is Brickwood?
It's just like Bomberman with big cans of Raid.
No, you can't do that.
God damn it. I can't use that one. Okay, what was it called again?
Brickwood. Kind of like
Brickwood.
liquid, but with Brickwood.
Brick.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Shit. Yeah. I just want to be the first to say, fuck off. Terrible that you gave me this one. Brickwood. Okay, so what it is they cut. It's like Tetris, right?
Okay.
But when the stuff drops out of this little tube, you don't know what it is until it hits. When it hits is the shape, and you have a few seconds to move it around before the next one comes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a puzzle game, and there's power-ups and stuff like that. Why are you laughing? Like
I was sorry, I was reading Dava's answer too as you were doing it, and it was kind of similar though.
What was it?
His says it's like Tetris, but you have to buy each piece with British pounds.
Oh,
Like a quid.
I like that. It's like I like it when they just squeeze the tube and the liquid falls out, the brickwood, and it hits, and it's the
Brickwood.
shape. Change it.
Now I could totally
Yeah,
see that
sometimes
actually
it-
being a game.
Yeah.
Totally.
You would play that game?
Good job.
I would.
Yeah,
I
give
feel
a
like
go.
it would be more like a
Yeah.
mobile game. But yeah,
Oh, then I officially won that round. Then.
there you go. He did totally. Actually, like it sounds more like an actual game.
Okay. Lace, what is Stickman World?
Stickman World. It's just a very simple like teach you how to draw game. And so it's one of those that you download, and it probably starts off with like the dots to make your stick man. And then you could eventually animate it and create your own little short animations. They'll give you different patterns that you can follow if you'd like, or you can freehand the whole thing, and the program will animate it for you if you'd like, or if you'd rather like take screenshots and share it. It's like $2.99.
Sure.
It's not much.
Okay.
It's like Mario Paint.
Yeah, there you go. But
All
with
right,
sticks.
But with sticks. Todd, what is Zach Y?
This is the sequel to Saved by the Bell. No, I'm just kidding. That is not.
That's totally where I would have gone with
it.
it.
It's kind of okay. I guess it can kind of be that, but it's like those episode games
Mhm.
where they give you a story and you pick. I guess you play as Zach. That's your character, and they keep putting you in these different situations, and you have to pick. Which they only give you 2 choices, maybe 3 sometimes if if you've done good, and you kind of lead him through his whole story. And that's pretty much what Zach Y is. I guess I'm pretty sure it's what happens is you see the end at the beginning. Like you see he committed a murder. And when Zach Y, and then it goes back through, and you choose how you get there.
Yes, nice.
Okay.
That almost reminds me. I know this is going to be a small tangent. Have you ever seen on Funny or Die Zach Morris's Trash?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Watch it.
What
Just
now?
watch it. It's Funny or Die does this segment, like they've actually done a series of them called Zach Morris's Trash. And they go through like one episode in like 5 minutes of all the reason why Zach Morris was actually just a garbage human the entire run of the series. And it's hilarious. I recommend it. But sorry, I just wanted to go on that little tangent. If you haven't heard of it, look it up because it's quite funny. Anyway, as you were.
That's fine. Now I've got a reason to watch it. I've seen it several times. I'm like, but you've given a recommendation, so I'll check it out. Lace, what is You Shall Not Break?
You Shall Not Break. It is a building game. And you get tons of different materials as you level up, obviously, because when you start off, it's just like you get foam, or then you can upgrade to like, I don't know, egg crates and things of that nature. And it's almost like a tower defense game because then like little people or different objects start to come in and start to try to break your object or your wall that you've built or whatever it is. And so the whole point is to just try to make the sturdiest wall. And as you upgrade, you get bricks and steel and things like that. And then obviously they start shooting bigger and badder weapons at it, and more people start to come, and however long you can go. Kind of like that Army of Defense mobile game, or Army of Darkness mobile game. Just the different waves keep making it harder and harder and harder.
Fair enough. Todd, what is Adventure Boy Cheapskate?
Adventure Boy Cheapskate. Damn it! Like I had a good thing for everybody else, every other game you
I was
said,
gonna say
but
that
this
last one of mine, it wasn't that great.
Yeah. So Adventure Boy Cheapskate. This sounds like a 2D platform right off the bat. Just the name. Cheapskate. I guess that's just in there. It's just a side-scrolling. Adventure Boy is kind of like Captain. Remember Captain Keen?
Yeah.
Remember this game? Okay, it's set in that same vein. Back, just like that. Captain Keen. He's a Adventure Boy is this little kid that I guess maybe he's a cheapskate. I don't know, but he has this world in his head that he imagines how everything is. And it's like just blown out of proportion when he gets, like crossing the street is like Frogger.
Yeah.
Hopping on the little things, but it's really just going across the street.
Okay.
And we get to see both views of it as you're playing the game.
Nice.
You get to see what it is, and then you get to see what he thinks it is.
I dig it.
All right. The next one is for both of you.
Oh shit!
Like, are we
Is this
collaboratively doing it,
lightning
or
round?
one after
No.
each?
I want each of you to come up with your own versions.
Okay.
Do not copy.
Do I need to take the headphones off so I can't hear?
Well, yeah, let's do that.
There you go.
Okay.
Try to keep that honest. All right. Look
Yeah.
at you. Look at you. Look at you. The competitive edge gone.
Okay, Lace.
Uh-huh.
Corrupt the Priest.
Corrupt the Priest. You're not going to like this, Todd. Okay, so it's a dating sim. And of course, there's that hot priest, all of the nuns have their eye on. And but you have the whole premise is you are the one fake nun that has come into the what do they call it, seminary, and you're literally trying to get him to go on a date, maybe break the vows. It's very, very adult matter. So on Steam you would actually have to go through all their filters to find this game. So like the first scenario would be like, maybe you're attending church and you're trying to figure out ways to catch his eye while he's up there delivering the good word. Or, pretty much the whole end result is hopefully that it becomes a very, very adult situation at the end. Not safe for work. Hashtag not an ad. I don't want to go.
I feel like I was
too
on
many
that show Funhouse or whatever it was.
Yeah.
What is it called? Some kind of zone.
Am I allowed to
The neutral
listen
zone.
since I've already done mine?
Yeah. you can
Okay.
listen.
Yeah, you can listen.
Okay, this pin is going. It's driving me
Todd, are
crazy.
you ready? Because I want to.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna laugh. I think his and I's are actually gonna be quite similar.
I would hope they're different, but we'll see. Corrupt the priest.
Oh shit.
Huh. That was the first words I
So-
think I said.
You play an altar.
Oh. It is different. No, go ahead.
You play an altar boy, and you got to get him to touch.
Oh, no.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I was wondering
Yeah.
if one of you would go that route or someone
I
would go.
would-
No, I did not.
assumed
I
Todd
did
would go that
not.
route.
You
Ah.
just don't understand dark humor.
No, it's my fault. You're right. It is my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it's you can different ways to corrupt him. You know, it's kind of like open church is the open world.
Open world
the church you want.
church.
Yeah,
I mean, the Catholic churches
It's,
can get pretty large.
yeah. It's based in New York. It's the Catholic Church in New York. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. You're a
no.
12-year-old altar boy you're just crazy in the head. You know, you got I guess you're misunderstood. You just don't know yet. You're experimenting, but you like this priest and
Okay. Now what
try to
if
corrupt him.
you,
I'm gonna stop.
what's the game over here? Is he just you have to go meet with the nuns and do Hail Marys or something?
No, what happens is at the end there was a big twist, and you've been hired by the FBI as a sting, and you got to bust the priest, you got to corrupt him, and then you get him arrested.
So the whole underlying premise was you were just actually working with the FBI
Yeah.
this whole time. Yeah,
With the
okay.
FBI.
He's actually 18, just to clear that up.
Yeah.
Just looks
Yeah.
young. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I
Yeah.
dig it.
No, we were
But-
definitely different on that, Steven. You're right.
What'd you say?
I said it was a dating sim where you went undercover as like a nun and you were trying to get the priest to break all of his vows.
Well, we were kind of in the same general.
Sure. I mean, sure, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the difference? You know,
What's
you
the
say
difference?
potato, I say potato.
Oh dear God. Yep.
Well,
Okay,
guys,
that was
that was
interesting.
all
Good
the-
call. Good call on that one.
That was all the games I had. So that's all I got.
That's all you get. No big
That's it.
clincher
Entire
on the end.
show. Did you have any for me?
I did actually. I was gonna see. I didn't do a whole lot. I did like 3.
Okay.
I did like 3. I felt like that was fair because we did a couple the other day too. So I have one, and I didn't go too hard. I tried to be fair. Let's
No,
see.
I'll run with it.
Let me get my program back open. Anomaly Warzone Earth.
Anomaly Warzone Earth. Okay, so we're on Earth,
Mhm.
or the player is on Earth, and Earth has become a war zone because America, they love wars, and it finally got to the Great World War to happen, and now Earth is a complete war zone.
Mhm.
But what happens is the guy learns that there's an anomaly within the narrative that they've been told within history, and it doesn't make sense. So he has to investigate what caused the entire massive world war
Mhm.
to happen, and then find a way to go back in time to change it so the Earth can be saved and not be a war zone.
Ooh, I like that. Would totally work as a real game. I would play that.
Yeah. Good-
One of these
good
days,
little,
we have to
job.
start looking them up to see if we were even slightly close. You know, just to see. I never
I
think
wanna
to
know
like
the
look them
corrupt
up
priest.
after the fact. Especially corrupt a priest. I think we need to
I'm pretty
definitely
sure
look that one
of
up.
you is probably spot on.
One of us might. Hopefully me, but love you. But I would be a little frightened if that was the actual. That would be very brave of that indie dev. A dragon girl looks up at the endless sky.
Dragon
Damn.
girl looks up at the endless
That's what your
sky.
ass gets.
So there's a girl who wishes to be a dragon, and every night she stares up at the endless sky, hoping to find a falling star she can wish upon to make that dream happen. And then one day it happens, and she becomes Dragon Girl. she's not exactly what you'd expect. She's not quite a dragon. She's not quite a girl. She's kind of this mishmash because
She's a
the falling
dragon
star
girl.
didn't quite understand her wish. So she became like this half human, half dragon monstrosity. So now she's trying to figure out how she can reverse this wish, because when she gets to the place where she has to go to have it reversed, the wish maker or wish wisher, however you want to put it, they're going to be like, you wanted this. This is what you got. I don't know. You didn't specify. You just said you wanted to be a dragon. I made you a dragon. You were a girl. You're a dragon.
Deal
So
with it.
she's got to figure out a way out of this contract that she signed by wishing upon a star.
So it's like a series of fetch quests to make him go,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we'll make you a real dragon or girl.
But she'll have to learn her dragon powers along with her girl powers and how that meshes together somehow.
Girl powers. I think I might forget which ones I gave you yesterday too. So I'm trying to I should have deleted the ones I did yesterday just to be on the safe side. I don't want to give you the same one. Okay, Advert City.
Advert City. Well, this is a city made from advertisements and billboards, and it's kind of like a building simulator. So what you have to do is you have to build your buildings, but you also have to make sure that each building has an advertisement on it and that it's in the right spot for the city to increase revenue for that product on which it is promoting. So you have to make sure to get the most money for your city. And for the advertising companies, you have to line up the city and build the city around the advertisements in a way that everything is uniform. Advertisements, buildings, money, it's all there.
I like it. GG.
I think that he cheated.
You think he
Yeah.
cheated?
Yeah, I think he looked up all of them.
I think Steven just wins today because those all sound like legit games that people would play.
Todd, I'm a writer, so
There you go. See, got that creative brain
Yeah.
already working in there.
my brain
Yeah, I'm
works
not.
on overdrive.
Well, that's all I had for you. I only picked
Well,
out
that's all
three,
the
and I'll
show
have
I
to
got
remember
for
to
everybody.
delete the rest of them so I don't repeat by accident.
Good show, guys. Good show.
GG. Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good to be back.
Conversations and whatnot, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all for the conversation. That's why we're here. That's why we
Exactly.
do this. Is for the conversation. But guys, if you've got nothing else, if we have no one to ask any questions, I guess we'll just wrap it up.
All right.
Be sure to check out the audio podcast tomorrow on Podbean.
Absolutely.
Please.
Follow us on Twitters and all that stuff. The links down below that you've been seeing pop up, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Where?
down below in the void that you
In the
can't
little
see.
in the little bubbles. Yes.
Yeah.
Follow all those things. Sub to the Patreon. Do all the good things.
All the things.
All the good things.
Go live your best Sunday lives.
Yes.
Thank you
Enjoy
all.
the rest
Merry
of your
Christmas.
Sundays.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh,
Since
there's
it's
that.
now,
I
it's
mean, you can
past
wait.
Thanksgiving.
You could wait.
I think we've got at
until-
least one more before the
I mean,
break,
we've got
right?
a few more weeks.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Or
gonna say
happy
every week.
holidays, because
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
some people's holiday stuff might be starting before the 25th
Todd,
this
don't-
year. I've
don't
got to look
offend
at like the
people.
calendar on when what starts what
Happy
this year.
holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa.
That's
Yeah,
in there.
one.
Yeah.
I
Happy
gotta look.
holidays. I'll
Happy
just show you
holiday.
all that stuff.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.